Welcome back, everybody, to Brown Bag Bets, powered by BetSperts. We are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christensen, and joining me, as always, is Mr. Andy Molitor. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Andy. I'm wearing green shorts. I forgot to change it to a green shirt for the show, but I do have some green on. Do you have any green on, or do you have to pinch yourself?
I I have my green sweatshirt on over there, the one we talked about yesterday. Like I'm gonna wear it for a million days in a row, but if I wear it again, I just disappear on the screen. I can see the green hat's already screwing with me. I'm still in Rupp Arena from last night talking to Lindemann about college basketball. But yeah, a weird day because the tennis schedule, the way it works, and the way the NBA schedule is. Like, I mean, if you came here for picks, it's a little light outside of college basketball, but if you came here to talk college basketball, we're going to be more than happy to do that with today, and we'll obviously have some more tomorrow. I think I'm going to get Madden to give me some hockey props for Friday night. I've got
Yeah, we need
in-laws in
that.
town, so I want extra bets tomorrow. Are you going to have NBA tomorrow? You think
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're back
there's
to
a
a full
good
slate
slate?
of
Okay, okay,
NBA.
okay.
We'll be okay.
If I could have a NBA, NHL, college basketball sort of parlay that I could put together. Maybe that would be something to
We'll
keep me
figure it out.
occupied while these poor people, they come from, they're driving in from Brookings, which is where SDSU is located. They didn't know that suddenly Ben the Better was going to be betting college basketball right off the bat, taking South Dakota
Straight
State.
as stink.
Oh, these poor kids. They probably had to drive. It's an hour drive from Brookings to Sioux Falls. You're not flying out of Brookings. Sioux Falls has no direct flight to Buffalo. I'm not sure Chicago has a straight flight to Buffalo. So these guys probably got on drove to Sioux Falls, flew to Chicago, maybe Chicago to like Philly or LaGuardia. I'm not sure where you would want to connect to go to Buffalo, and then to Buffalo, all to find out that they've been mushed out of their gourd and they have no shot.
Poor
So we'll
kids.
see. We'll see. We'll see. It's an early game. We'll find out early what's going on. But what's your plan for the day?
It's pretty simple. It's just going to be college basketball. There is the one NBA game. It's a pretty big matchup. Detroit is going to play Orlando. It looks like Cade Cunningham's going to be out. He's questionable. So, I'll be spending a lot of time watching that. We'll clear out the house and really, no, not a chance. I'm not going to watch that basketball game. The line looks about right. Maybe the total's a touch low. Kind of like Detroit as an underdog if Cade Cunningham can play, but, he's still questionable. So I'm not going to bet that. So, there's two tennis matches today. Gonna just cheer for Badosa and our outright there. She's got Kudermatova, who's been playing great. I'll probably actually have that on the screen. And then Zachary plays Rybakina. Wouldn't mind a play on Rybakina at like plus 120, plus 125, but nothing I love in tennis. So it's just March Madness for me today. Tickled did my first half under round robins, got those in. The 8 early games and the 8 late games because you have to do like 8 and 8. No one will let you do 16 at a time. What a bummer.
Yeah, someone's giving me shit about in-laws coming for the first weekend of the tournament. Life isn't always fair, guys. I was gonna say my father-in-law sometimes listens to the deep dive out in the tractor. I don't think he's a brown bag better though. I can't I can talk all the shit I want on here. No, they're super nice. I'm gonna grill for him tomorrow. I'm gonna watch plenty of basketball, lots of golf. Valspar's underway already.
That's
Um,
right.
I
Morning
put out.
golf.
I put out. I swear I'd put out an article. I put out an article. It was still at like 10:30 Eastern time that I got it out, but it'll be earlier next week. My life will be a lot less complicated next week. We'll get it sorted. But the course is, like I mentioned, very soft and very receptive right now, and people are scoring on it. There's going to be some nice scores in this early round, and it is funny too. We talk about the waves, and I tweeted this out from the BetSperts golf account, I think, and I had to tell Dan about this too. There's a thing called going full Keegan, and I'd forgotten that it was this tournament, and it's actually happened two times at this tournament where going full Keegan refers to his 2016, I think it was. He was the first round leader here at the Valspar. Didn't play Saturday because of his Friday round, so it's a first round leader who misses the cut. That's full Keegan, and
I
with how
like that.
soft it is right now, and how easy this is playing, and the fact that Kramer Hickok is one of the people involved, and then the people who started off in this early soft round stuff are going to have to play tomorrow afternoon, where the wins are projected 15-20. So we have a decent possibility of like Kramer Hickok going first round leader and then shooting an 82 tomorrow and sayonara to the weekend. So
I
yeah,
like that. That's kind
and
of fun.
Dan has Hickok and Usti first round leaders. So we are cheering heavily against Johnny Vegas as long as he
Let's go,
finishes.
Louie.
Yeah, as long as he finishes in front of Jason Day today, I have a matchup there. So I will have more golf stuff throughout the weekend. If we have a normal tournament, I will have round 2 plays. Like last weekend just stunk, but we'll get to basketball. We'll get to the college stuff.
That's what's happening. That's what's most important today.
I mean, I'm gonna watch both. I brought an extra laptop into work just so I can have one more screen today. But it is basketball, and it tips off in what, like an hour?
It's like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Basically. 12:15, about 15 minutes after the top of the hour. We'll have Michigan and whoever Michigan is supposed to beat.
Colorado State. The Rams, our friend Jay Creer, his squad. And yes, Alcaraz is an absolute truck right now. I never know if these guys are going to flame out. Sometimes that happens. I don't hope he does. I just, sometimes these youngsters, they come on so hot like this, and I don't know if they get figured out or they're burnt out, but he is a legitimate top 5 tennis player in the world pretty soon if he just keeps playing like this. It's always exciting to see some fresh blood in there after we've dealt with 20 years of the same 3 men, and even a little bit. Remember when it was the Big Four? I almost feel for Andy because he was very good at his peak. He just had some injuries, and he was clearly 4 of 4. Like he was.
It's just not fair to take the 3 guys who are competing for the most major titles in the history of the sport with a guy who has, less than 10, I think.
Yeah. 10 years ago, it was the Big Four because he was near them, but like obviously now it is the Big 3 because of where we are at. So, what do you want to? Should we look at a bracket and just degen out, or what?
I think so. I mean, that seems to be that's what I've been doing again in my very limited experience here. We got the Arizona region up here. I'm trying to think, I don't think I had too much interesting stuff here. The more I looked at this, the more it just kind of seems like it's Arizona. There was maybe Tennessee. I think I had Tennessee in one of the brackets. I mean, what did you see here?
I have Tennessee moving on a little bit. Obviously, if you follow along, if you listen to me, I bet all the 12 through 15, so I have some money line plays already. I put it in on
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, did you continue that tradition?
Yeah, I put it in on BetSperts just so anybody who follows can see that I did put half units on all those teams. And I even went through and I put a tweet out this morning because, shopping is important. You don't have to get the best number. Like, don't go be like, oh, man, I don't have this book. I should open it. Or, I mean, that's never a bad idea to get some more bonuses. Or it's at a legal book is the best number. I need to cross a state line or send someone money. Like, just don't get the worst of the number. Like, I should have posted that without, like, shitting on the book who had the worst. Because I posted the best offshore and the best legal number I could find in limited time on all the games. And the differences were wild. Some of these, it's like, hey, 1,500 is the best number. And some places are hanging 1,100. It's just like anything else. So do try to get close to the best number if you're doing that, because if you hit some of these long shots, you want to make sure you get paid. But yeah, in this region, I don't have any real bets yet. I did pull up my spreadsheet and start to look. It's a little goofy with just the, we're almost back to preseason, or I will continually call it preseason because preseason isn't a thing in college basketball. But I consider the preseason anything you do before conference play. So we're back to that. We're like Norfolk State is playing Baylor. It's the same kind of, feel you get for these November, December games where the SWAC teams just go play the SEC teams and get myrtleized. So there's a lot of those where it's tough for me to, I might say I have an edge on Norfolk State getting 20.5, but how do you really judge how the end of a game like that is going to go, where Baylor might be up by 25 and put in some players that want some action? And you see that a lot from the small school who's getting crushed. It's like they have some guys that don't play a lot, maybe haven't played all year, but they're in the tournament. This is the time for the Ollies of the world to go play some basketball where, man, they get them on that court and stuff like that. And so how do you handicap the end of a game like that where you have players who maybe have no minutes for their career that get a few minutes at the end of a game or something. I'm staying away from the spreads on all those big favorites like that, no matter what
Yeah.
my spreadsheet says. So if anything, I don't know if you want to talk it out. I'll look here quick and see if I have a true edge on anything other than a couple totals I'm avoiding.
Yeah, there was nothing again as I look at some of the individual stuff. I thought about maybe playing Ohio State against Loyola again in my very uneducated opinion. That looked like a decent spot for Ohio State and kind of again a spot where I know people generally underrate the Big Ten here, and I know people love Loyola Chicago. So my guess is there's got to be a good chunk of public money sitting on them, and maybe Michigan because I just need something to bet in the first game here. But Michigan does seem like a team where it's they're kind of peaking here late, and we know they can be good in the tournament. But outside of that, I don't think there's anything else that stuck out to me. I know a lot of people, I heard some whispers, people like Chattanooga here. I think that was really it.
I wonder if I completely forgot to put my SDSU over in. I should look if I have that on my pending, and I've talked about it for 6 days now. Yeah, first half unders in the tournament, that has been kind of a thing. I thought, do you remember my picks yesterday, Alex? I picked a total and I picked a side. That game, that side, I bet that may have been canceled at the time we were talking about it. Nobody knew, but nobody cared because they were talking about the play-in games, and it was such a shitty game that nobody even realized it. I went to put it in on BetSperts, couldn't find it. I head over to the company Slack. I'm about to, lose it and get mad at the development team in a respectful manner, as I often do. And I'm like, God, I should check the API quick. So I go look, I do a quick Control F, find Merrimack, game status canceled in the API feeds. And I'm like, we have a canceled game. What the hell? So I went and Googled it, and they didn't have enough players on the other team. They said there were too many hurt or sick or something players. So we pushed, and then Bryant was, I think that was the one I proclaimed we'll have a 200-point game, and then backed off it because that was stupid to say. But we got to 175. 175 covers a 154 every time. That is a trump card. So good job on the NIT stuff, I guess, so far, and I'll continue to play that. But yeah, just the underdogs for me so far.
And again, I saw Dan dump it in the chat. Wanted to repeat. First half unders. It's a tradition unlike any other. I just kind of blindly went out and grabbed them all. This is Kansas's bracket, and I hate having to pick Kansas. I'm not going to do it. I actually played some Iowa to win this region, and LSU, a little sprinkle on LSU at a big number. They just look like a team to me that has like a really high ceiling and is kind of an easy spot here. Maybe just, they could lose to Iowa State here or even Wisconsin in the second round. But I just I want to fade Kansas. And I've been talking about Iowa for some reason. No one's really talked me out of Iowa. Tim tried, but I got off that.
The LSU thing, too, people dog on them because they got rid of the coach. And I don't want to be the idiot that says the coach doesn't matter. What does the coach actually do during the game, man? And yet I get, a good coach really can add some incremental gains here with some really good out of a timeout plays or, the substitutions and things of that nature. But this LSU team played together all year. It's not like the coach went away and the new guy came in and came together with a new starting five. It's not great. Like, you don't want to go in with some rando coach that you don't really know, but I still think maybe that's getting shaded a little too heavy. I don't know where I have LSU, honestly, in that one. I think I have them winning that game, I believe, but it's maybe it's a nice long shot. I think the SEC was very tough this year, and we talked about it a little last night with Lindemann. I looked at I did conference rankings where I would rank a conference in general, kind of tossing out the bottom. I just don't want to rank my shitty teams against your shitty teams. I want to look at the Pareto. Like, I just want to look 80-20. The top 80% of every conference I kind of ranked against each other. I had the Big Ten fourth. Everybody's like, oh, they got 9 teams in. Is that a phone? Was that a phone?
Sorry.
No, I didn't know what it was. It scared me. I lost my train of thought because it sounded like a fart.
You could hear that?
Yes, it was like a vibrate, right?
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Tell me. That's what I'm saying. Tell me your phone vibrated, so I didn't have to think it was a fart.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No, but anyway, I did that, and it came out it came out with the Big Ten fourth, despite putting 9 teams in the tournament. I don't think those Big Ten teams are all that good, and I really do think the Big 12 is far and away the best league. And I think it was Big 12, SEC, Big East, and then Big Ten for me. So I'm I'm gonna just put Kansas through just to not you know some one of us had to do it. Dan's not gonna.
I have a chalk bracket where I do have Kansas in the championship game, and
Oh, Dan's typing away now. See him doing the fingers in there in the chat. So, yeah, there's a couple. Like I'm an Auburn guy, but I wouldn't hate it if Jacksonville State won the game. San Diego State's a fun team. I really liked them in the conference tournament where they broke my heart. I don't think, yeah, that's fair. Not to win the title, like get to the Final Four and screw it up, Bill Self. Congrats, but Wisconsin's not a team that scares me. LSU maybe. Miami was a team we picked on a little when I talked to the 4for4 guys. I said I wanted to flip the seeds there. I think Miami's a 7, USC's a 10, and I think sometimes seeing that double-digit seed is a little deceiving for a team that gets a little underseeded.
Yeah.
So they're a team that could come out and make that regional final. So maybe I'll do a Miami to reach the Final Four bet or something fun like that. I'll go
there's to reach the Elite Eight bets too, or some stuff like that. So take a look at that. You'll find some nice numbers.
It was DraftKings or FanDuel had basically all the rounds of advancement for almost everybody. You can say you can bet teams just to make the second weekend. So maybe I'll have to take a look at that. Take the kids down for some ice cream in Iowa this afternoon. We're going betting some futures on the legal market. So, all right. Who did you have through here?
Iowa. Give me Iowa.
All right. I'm going to go Kansas then.
Kansas is the smart pick. I mean, we got the Gonzaga bracket. I think you and I are aligned here on Texas Tech. I actually did play them to win this region as well. I'm trying to see what number I got on that. Texas Tech, I like to win this region and also to be the number 3 seed to advance the furthest. You can play those at pretty decent plus money. So you stack them up against the other 3 seeds, Tennessee. Who are the other ones? Tennessee, Purdue, and oh shoot, I missed the one at the bottom here. Wisconsin. Yes,
Wisconsin and Purdue are bad 3 seeds in my mind. I like Tech a lot. Whatever. Been here, done that. Gonzaga has plenty of experience too. And Duke's not an easy out. This is, people brought up, this is such a tough bracket for Gonzaga. Again, yeah, it is and it isn't. They don't have to play everybody. They will play their shitty first round game, and then they will only play 3 other teams out of this. That is set in stone. So they don't have to play all the tough teams. They will just have to play 3 of them, and we can end up with an upset. We can end up with Gonzaga playing Davidson in the in the regional final. Who knows what happens here? A lot of uncertainty, but yeah, the Zags probably just move on. But for the sake of betting on defense wins championships, I will take Texas Tech. Maybe I'll just only take Big 12 teams.
I'm just happy to fade Gonzaga, who's slowly turning into mid-major Kansas.
Yeah, honestly, that was a conversation we had last night too. With people are all about, this Gonzaga team, it's not the same. The West Coast Conference, it's better. Look, they got 3 teams in. Yeah, they do, but the whole rest of the conference isn't very good. Maybe Santa Clara, but the rest of that conference is still kind of stinky. It's not, it's like, San Francisco's good. Yeah, you play them twice. That's like adding a couple decent non-conference games for, hey, this team is, in the top 80, top 50, something like that. It's not like the conference has jumped up to Pac-12 levels. So they still do play a pretty weak schedule. And yeah, I'm fine with them, honestly, moving out of that conference someday.
It probably is better long term, again, for recruiting, for developing a better program, but we'll see. It's one of those things. It's you don't want to give it up because it's nice kind of being the king.
And it is weird too. It's not like a situation. They don't have football. The Pac-12 would want you to have the Pac-12 would want a team with a football team. I'm not sure they would do a basketball only admittance. It's not like, Big East football. That's just, we created a league for basketball. It is a little different if you join one of the Big 5 like that, where it's also a football conference. So I don't know, maybe the Mountain West. Go just ruin the Mountain West day by joining them. That would be super sad for those basketball teams to have a power, especially with the parity we see now. So, all right, we're Texas Techers then.
Let's do it. Go Tech. It's a fun team to cheer for too.
I'm gonna
And then this is Baylor. Give me
Baylor. Yeah, three Big 12 teams.
I bet him to win the region at that like plus 280, plus 285. Kentucky is the favorite to win this region. I mean, the first game should be pretty easy. I actually don't think Murray State or San Francisco is a slouch in anyway. And then, we'll see who comes out. I imagine Purdue is probably there in that next game. It's not necessarily the easiest route there. Whereas you look at Baylor, I mean, maybe North Carolina in the second round is a little scary there, but I don't know. I like this spot. Give me Baylor.
What is what was it, Dan? Can you go back to the region that we didn't pick a Big 12 team so that we can? Was it the Zona region?
Yeah, I think we ended up on Arizona.
Yeah, that's not. It's just, what are we doing? TCU? That's not happening. Never mind. Is it just TCU, the only one there?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's not. Okay, we're not doing it all Big 12.
I technically took Iowa, so.
Yeah, this is a good point by Dan. Pick Houston. They'll be in the Big 12 eventually. Now, that is a school that could join a major conference because they have a very good basketball program and a good enough college football program as well. That is the college football program that produced Case Keenum.
That's right.
I believe that was they were actually in Conference USA when he played. That they've moved a little bit around now too. Honestly, nobody's content anymore. Everyone's always on the move. Call me old fashioned.
Money.
But when I join a conference, I join a conference for life. That's my opinion on it. Did you have any? I seen you put some stuff in the chat. Did you have any other future bets that you didn't get to yet?
Let me see again. I bet Tennessee to win that region too. Tennessee win their region at like plus 200. I put some of that in. I think that was it. But yeah, just a few futures like that. Again, first half unders. I'll tail you on the 12 and 15s. I always like that. That's a bunch of fun. But it's basketball time. It's fun for me to like college basketball, Andy. Generally I besmirch it.
You do besmirch. You besmirch it heavily for many, many months out of the year. And yeah, excuse me. Not only is it, man, I have swallowed several frogs today. Apparently, it is in my throat. But not only is it usually a moneymaker betting this 12 through 15 little scheme that, like, it takes a very chalky tournament to ruin it for you. I mean, worst case, you usually almost break even. It's just so much more fun to cheer for these upsets when you have a straight up ticket on it. Like when it gets down to it, oh my God, that Oral Roberts game was electric. And, I've brought up all these eventually, but throughout the years, Stephen F. Austin, Mercer, Middle Tennessee State, some of those big upsets that have just been wild. And the biggest upset of them all, I didn't have a ticket on it because I don't bet the 16 seeds. There's no chance I was doing that or will ever do that. Like that we could be old men, Alex, and we may never see another 1 seed fall. I mean, just the talent disparity between like Norfolk State and anyone who's capable of getting a top 3 seed is so wide. That was, I think, probably just a bad seed for the Labradors. And Virginia's just a dumb team. The way they play the game, they were just asking for trouble. And it's funny, they won the championship the next year.
As long as you grow from the moment, I guess. It's a learning moment. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited. Again, as much as college basketball is hard for me to watch, given the quality of the product sometimes, this tournament, the way they set it up is awesome. It does really, the way they set up college basketball with the halves, with the shot clock and all the foul differences does really lend itself to this kind of style. So today and tomorrow will be a lot of fun. I, took my wife out last night. We had a nice dinner and I said, honey, I'll see you on Saturday, maybe at some point. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be sitting. I got a couple monitors set up. It's good. It's going to be good.
Yeah. That's kind of what I told the wife too, as far as if she wants to go watch or if she wants to take her parents out to eat one of these nights. I said, we will go somewhere that has televisions. It's not going to be, we're not going to go to the nice fish place. We're not going to go to the nice steak place. We're gonna go somewhere that has basketball televisions so I can watch it. I'm like, we don't have to go to B-dubs for Christ's sakes. Like, I'm not asking for Applebee's, but it does have to have televisions because I'm not missing basketball.
No.
I will miss it for a few things, but for the most part, it's going to be golf and b-ball all day. If you have any hot tips, a couple people dropped a couple in the chat already with the what was it, the Michigan thing. I know some people are betting there. Long John Silver's no TV, so hit us up on Twitter. Drop them in the YouTube comments. Thanks for hanging all week. I'll have some bets tomorrow for sure. Obviously, we'll go over the 12 through 15s tomorrow, maybe, and just to let you. I mean, I can do that real quick too. Just if you did miss that, or if you didn't don't want to dig through it, is South Dakota State, Longwood, Richmond, New Mexico State, in that order. Those are the first four that go. If you want to do that, and you need to do that, you need to get a couple of those in soon. Those all start. South Dakota State starts soonish. The rest are all early afternoon, and then later today is St. Peter's, Indiana, Vermont, and Akron. Those are your low seeds. There's 8 today, 8 tomorrow, and a little caveat: if I don't do good today, if I don't hit a big one tomorrow, we double the stakes. We're martingale. This is responsibly, though. Responsibly.
Yes, martingale responsibly.
Yeah, hit the thumbs up if you are martingaling responsibly, and we'll catch you tomorrow for more action. Enjoy the tournament.